Touchdown Friday Night is sponsored by these local businesses.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Touchdown Friday Night, one of the largest high school football shows in Tennessee. I'm Kenny Hawkins, along with my golf champion, Mackenzie Kane, and tonight we got another full show. First place implications on the line, but first, we're going to get this party started. Here's Mackenzie with our Southern Pools and Spas top tackle of the night. Mackenzie.
Top Tackle is sponsored by Southern Pools and Spas.
Kenny, our top tackle comes from Jefferson's quarterback Mason Henderson. He finds Sean Jackson on the hitch route when Dobbins-Bennett's Jalen Thomas comes flying in
Squared
with
up.
a Sean Taylor-like hit right here, and the Indians clean it up. Kenny, that's our top tackle of the night.
That's right. Sending those Patriots back home. Thanks, Mackenzie. We'll start in Greenville, where the Green Devils football team was coming off a rare loss during the regular season when they fell last week to defending Class 5A champion Sevier County in overtime. Tonight, they welcomed the surprise 5-1 Cherokee Chiefs, whose only loss came against perennial power Elizabeth. And we picked this one up in the second quarter. Devils already up 21-0. Caden Ball keeps it, finds the crease in the defense, breaks a couple of tackles, makes it to the end zone for the touchdown, and Greenville was up 28-0. After a defensive stop, it's Ball. This time handing off to the tailback, Jordan Mills, who pops it to the outside, walks in untouched for the touchdown. It's Greenville 35-0. Start the clock. The Chiefs wouldn't go away. Landon Jeffers hands it off to Jaden Weston, who weaves through the Devils defense and lowers the shoulder to finish off the first down run. Very next play is Jeffers looking downfield to Lofton Hayes, but it's off his fingertips, and that's just how it went for the Chiefs tonight. Ensuing Devils possession, it's Ball rolling to his right, finding his receiver, Kane Ricker, in the back of the end zone for another touchdown. Greenville up 42-0. Green Devils roll in this one by the final of 62-7.
You know, we challenge our football team during the week. How you going to respond when you face a little adversity in a double overtime loss, a game that we had every opportunity to win. And, you know, we challenged during the week. The coaches did during practice, and the kids responded. Challenged to give our best, and they came out there and played the best football we've played in a while.
So once again, Greenville picks up a big win tonight over Cherokee by the final. That should be the other way around. Not everybody start freaking out in Greene County. Greenville won this game 62-7. We apologize for that. Elizabeth beating Granger tonight 49-6. Of course, they don't have their quarterback, Rhett Slagle. He's done for the year. Let's head over to the Model City. DB hosting Jeff County. 6A, top spot on the line. We got to DB halftime. Indians tied with Jeff County at 14. It didn't take long to change. Xavier Goodwin, Zebo for short, takes it 98 yards for the opening kickoff return. That would put them at 168 return yards off 2 returns. Next drive, Patriots quarterback Mason Henderson finds Sean Jackson on hitch route. Jalen Thomas comes flying in with a Sean Taylor-like hit. The Indians cleaned it up. Later in the third, Patriots had a chance to get 3 when Jackson sent the ball. He had a great night on special teams. As we go to the board, it looks like this. Jefferson County falls to Dobbins-Bennett. They basically move into the driver's seat. Of course, they still have Science Hill later on in the season, but DB beating Jefferson County 21-14. It was Science Hill, speaking of Science Hill, the toppers all over Mo East tonight by the final of 45-0. Let's head to the Black Hole, where the Chucky Doak Black Knights hosted the Claiborne Bulldogs. Very first drive of the game. Quarterback Kipton Ball rolling out, finding Peter Grooms, and the big fella takes it for the first down. But later in the drive, they go for it on 4th down and will not get it. Bulldogs take over on downs, and they too would go for it on 4th down. Here early in the game, quarterback Caden Lovin, is that Mr. Lovin? Keeps it, makes one defender miss, but can't pick up the first, and they give the ball right back to the Black Knights. On the ensuing possession, it's ball dropping back, and this time launching it downfield. Dominic Hanlon, who makes the grab for the long touchdown. 7-0 Chucky Doak. Just before the end of the first half is Lovin heaving the ball downfield to Christopher Ford, who adjusts to it, comes down with a nice catch. Oh, man, they wouldn't be able to capitalize, however, at the end of the half. Black Knights win this one as we go to the board, 19-13 to improve to 4-3 on the year. It was also North Greene beating Jellicoe County by the final of 19-14. We take you to Greene County, where the West Greene Buffaloes hosted the Gatlinburg-Pittman Highlanders, and it was all the visiting team in this one. Highlanders took the ball right down the field in their first possession and finished it off with this touchdown pass Tyson Sutton to Elijah Spence. That made it 7-0. Next time down, Sutton got his hands on the ball. You already knew what he was going to do. He hits Jackson Cerversi on the outright. I butchered that. The walk-in touchdown made their lead 14-0. A few drives later, Sutton would roll out looking to hit his man downfield, but this time it's intercepted by Tristan Banks, who would set up the Buffaloes with another chance to get on the board. After a failed fourth down attempt for the Buffaloes, Highlanders would be set up. Perfect field position. Celio Rodriguez takes it to the outside into the end zone as we go to the board. That final tonight, Gatlinburg-Pittman all over West Green 49-7, and it was Hampton beating Unaka. Yeah, that's not a misprint. That final 74-22. Other scores, Cosby and Cloudland tonight. That score was Cosby 38, Cloudland 22, and it was Happy Valley all over Hancock County 67-0. Mackenzie?
Thanks, Kenny. I'm still touched about you calling me a golf champion. A Class 5A home playoff game was probably on the line tonight between the Tennessee High Vikings, who were coming off of a huge win over Abingdon, actually 3. They're on a 3-game win streak. And David Crockett, which was riding a 2-game losing streak. Tennessee High leads the series 15-7, and they have won the last 3 games they've played between the two teams. Homecoming night at the Stone Castle, bringing all sorts of energy between these two teams. Vikings with the ball in the first. Handoff to the running back, Elijah Plumbar. The O-line doing their job. He finds the slot and takes it into the end zone for the touchdown. Tennessee High on the board first. Look at that crowd. Crockett looking to bounce back when quarterback A.J. Wynn calls his own number, takes his ball up the sideline, showing off his speed, Kenny. The Vikings defenders finally force him out. Big gain for Crockett. Unable to score off that one, though, as we go later in the corner. Pioneers driving downfield, but Wynn dumps that one off. Cooper Boer right there reading that play like a book for the pick 6, and they extend their lead 15-0. He brought that one in. Kenny, as we go to look at the final score here, it's going to be Tennessee High shutting out David Crockett 42-0. And then Volunteer 41, Downing Northview Academy. Over in Bluff City, Sullivan East takes on Seymour in their homecoming game as well. We go to the second quarter here. Eagles quarterback Madden Guffey drops back, looks downfield and connects with Mason Brown for the big gain. Later this drive, it's going to be a handoff to the running back, Josh Gilbert. He eyes the open slot up the middle, and he takes it as far as he can go down to the 2-yard line. Next play, he'll show some fancy footwork and skirt this one into the end zone for the score. Eagles go up 14. Patriots not giving up, though. Quarterback Peyton Lingerfeld drops back, doesn't like what he sees, so he takes it for himself. Kenny, quick thinking by that junior quarterback translates to a big gain for Sullivan East as we go to the final score here. It looks a little something like this. Seymour taking down the Patriots 36-13, and Concord Christian falling to Providence Academy 49-21. Other scores in the region, we've got South Green dominating Cumberland Gap 55-6. That is 6 down and still 5 more to go as we head to Southwest Virginia. Don't go away.
Welcome back to the show, everyone. It was an emotional night in Big Stone Gap, Virginia tonight, where the Union Bears hosted the Gate City Blue Devils. This was the first game at home since legendary head coach Phil Robin, who led Powell Valley to 7 state championships in over 28 years, passed away. And if that wasn't enough, first place in the Mountain 7 District also on the line. And there was so much energy at Bullitt Park that you wouldn't think these teams were only 2A. Tied in the second, Cam Bostic hands the ball off to Keith Chandler, who bulldozed through the Devils to get the touchdown. Extra point, Bears lead 14-7. Devils fight back. Zane Reed will hand off to Mason Hickman, who'll drive the ball home. Devils tied up at the half. Going into the third, the Bears will begin to roar. Bostic and Chandler will work in tandem to overpower the Devils' defense. It was 27-14 as the Bears were starting to pull away. In the fourth, Chandler will do it again. He'll vault over a horde of Devils. Is that a horde or is that a gaggle? Is that a I don't know. He gets into the end zone for the touchdown as Union continues to roll.
Anytime you play Gate City, they're a great program, great tradition. Gate City's very traditionally in football, and Coach Housewright's done an excellent job there at Gate City. We knew it was going to be a battle, a 4-quarter battle, and I thought our kids did a good job making some plays and getting. Once we got the momentum, we didn't turn it loose there in the second half.
Coming into this game, we knew it was going to be a physical battle, so we knew it was going to be a 4-quarter battle, and I thought we'd come out and played. We played kind of slow at the start, but I figured that we started playing Union football towards the end.
We did a better job of stopping the run the second half. In the first half, they was running it, and we put an extra guy in the box, and that helped us stop it. But for the most part, we just came out with a lot of energy. We stay positive at halftime. It was a tie game. We stay positive.
I like how Cam just has the eye black under one eye. I like that.
Just stay positive.
Yes, the sun must not hit him in the other eye. Union, big win over Gate City tonight, 42-21. Ryco over Lehigh, 47-13. Now let's head to the home of the Falcons, where we find a matchup with Johnson County. We see the Falcons claw their way toward the end zone, and Judge Dillo makes the push across the line for a touchdown. Next, Johnson County tries to get themselves on the board, but it's 4th down, and the Falcons' Oliver Summit denies them the opportunity to convert for a 1st down. The Falcons take over on the turnover, push the ball down the field once again. This time is Kynie Johnson, who runs it in so fast we almost missed it. That would be Robert Stevens. As we go to the board, looks like this. That final score was Abingdon over Johnson County, 45-22. Ridgeview beating Paintsville, Kentucky, 41-0. Mackenzie?
Thanks, Kenny. Now we go to the home of the John Battle Trojans, who are facing off against the Lebanon Pioneers. We're in the second half here. Trojans have the ball, but it gets intercepted by Toby Baker. That turnover sets the Pioneers up to gain a ton of yards, which leads to a touchdown by Tristan Boyd just a few plays later. The Trojans tried to stop him, but he took it all the way to the end zone. Later in the third quarter, the Pioneers are once again knocking on the door of the end zone, and this time, of course, player of the week, Michael Reese. They tried to push him out of bounds, but he got in there for the score. Finally, in the fourth quarter, the Trojans get a second wind and manage to gain enough yards to reach the goal line. This one is pushed in by Drew Eads, who powers through the Pioneers defense for that touchdown. As we go to the final scoreboard here, it's going to be Lebanon taking down John Battle 56-14, and Northwood taking down Castlewood. Battle of the Woods, Kenny, 49-6. Yep. Now we have a big rivalry in the city of Norton with, I got this, J.I. Burton's Raiders hosting Eastside Spartans. Spartans take no time at all. Landon Panel will hand off to Keldon Hamilton, who is off to the races to score, and he gets on the board 6-0. Raiders turn Peyton Bromite will go for the pass, but it's intercepted by Hamilton. He'll drive the ball in deep before getting pushed out of bounds. This sets up Panel, I will get that. Panel to pass to Isaiah Barnett, who will roll right into the end zone. Spartans extend with the extra point, 14-0. A little later in the first, Spartans' Rocky Bond will get the ball, and there is just no stopping him. Going through a host of Raiders before getting all the way home. It's going to make it 22-zip with the 2-point conversion. As we go to the final scoreboard, Kenny, looks a little something like this. Eastside shutting out J.I. Burton. I see that you put the dots in there for me. Appreciate it. 57-0. And Twin Springs taking down Twin Valley 48-6.
The Gatorlight Quick Play is sponsored by Quick Stop Markets.
Kenny, our quick play of the night took place in the Stone Castle, but by the Pioneers QB AJ Wynn. He fakes the handoff and takes it up the sidelines himself, outrunning 3 Vikings here. Watch those legs go in that process. They end up forcing him out of bounds, but he was ready to run that ball across the state line if they gave him the chance. That is 10 down and 1 more to go, along with the scores. But first, here is the John Battle Marching Band to help us take another break.
Welcome back over at Glenn Memorial Stadium. Virginia High was hosting the Bulldogs from Tazewell. We got there with a Bearcat already up 7-0, but that's when the tide started to shift. Virginia quarterback Deion Graham airs it out, but Tazewell's Jason Hancock would pick it off. That would get negated by a penalty in the very next play. The Bulldogs would force the Bearcats to give it up again, this time with a fumble recovery by Jakeem Beavers. That would allow Townsville's quarterback Caleb Price to connect with Walker Patterson, who jumped in front of Braden Hinkle to make it 26 yards to tie this game up before halftime. As we go to the scoreboard, it looks like this. Virginia High and Tazewell, the Bearcats go on to win by the final 27-10. It was Holston over Fort Chiswell by the final 47-13. Mackenzie?
Thanks, Kenny. As we go to other scores across the region, Grundy and Richland. Richland shutting out Grundy 35-0, and Chilhowie taking down Honaker 22-7. A couple other scores around the region. We've got Marion and Graham. They're playing Saturday, and Royal Retreat, they shut out at home 44 over Patrick Henry. That will do it for our high school football coverage tonight, but if there is a highlight or a score you missed, then please log on to our website, WJHL.com. Shortly after the show, when we come back, Kenny will wrap up the day in sports, so stay with us.